Broadcasting from the OCTV studios, this is From the Third Eye with Hunter Parker, right here on OCTV.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of From the Third Eye. I'm Hunter Parker, of course, your host, and we have a pretty good show today. We're going to talk about something that's a very dear subject to myself, and that is mental health. And I know this is more of a technology show, but there is some technology mixed in with this, what I'm talking about today, and that is easy ways you can get help if you're struggling with your mental health, whether it be if you're suicidal or if you're, just having a rough day and need someone to talk to, or if you aren't in a crisis situation like that, but you just want to talk to somebody about everyday life. There's a few phone numbers you can call or text to do just that, and I'm going to give you all the information you need today. So make sure you have something to write down all these numbers, because you're going to find them very useful. Before we get into that, though, I want to give you an update announcement. The website for this show is being relaunched, as I think I mentioned last time. And I'm in the process of getting that going. So hopefully I was hoping to have it done by today's show, but things got away from me, and but hopefully I'll have it done by the next show. So be on the lookout for that. And the website, the web address will be the old website that we had, fromthethirdeye.altervista.org. Just so you know, that's what it will be. I re-registered that, so that'll be all ready to go. I might be able to even get it done later on today, as a matter of fact, because I have the site done. I just have to edit it and put it up there. So hopefully by later today, it'll be up and ready to go. So be on the lookout for that. Also, my show, the Hunter Radio Show, I'm going to be moving that to a different provider. I'm starting a podcast network called the HDP Podcast Network, which will be a network of podcasts, kind of like internet radio of podcasts, basically. You'll be able to listen to different shows. If you want to do your own podcast, you can sign up and do one, whatever you want to do. My show will be over there, so definitely be on the lookout for that as well. I'll keep you guys posted on that with more information. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the numbers and stuff here. So if you're in a crisis situation, if you're having thoughts of suicide, or if you're depressed or whatever, and you need to talk to somebody, there's a couple things you can do. One is, and this is anywhere you are, it doesn't matter if you're in Michigan or not, you can call or text these numbers. So the first one, if you want to call and talk to somebody, you can dial 988 on your phone, just those three numbers, or two numbers, I guess, because 88 is, you do it twice, so two numbers, 988. If you call that number, you can either, if you're a veteran or service member, you can press option 1 to be connected to the Veterans Crisis Line. If you're 25 or younger and you are part of the LGBTQ plus people, then you can press 3 for a special line for that. Or you can just stay on the line for the regular line, and it'll connect you with a crisis counselor in your area. Wherever you are in your area, they will try to connect you with somebody in your area. If they can't, then they'll connect you to somebody somewhere else. You can also text 988 as well if you prefer texting. That's always a good way to talk to someone as well through text. You can either text 988 for both regular or the LGBTQ one. If you want to text for the Veterans Crisis Line, you can text, let's see, what is it? It's 838-225 is the number to text to. It's 838-225. Just text anything to those two numbers, that or 988. So when I say anything, I mean you can text hello, you can text help, you can text start, anything you want to those numbers to trigger the system to connect you. So those are a couple resources. You can also go to 988's website. I'm not sure what the site is, but you can Google it, and you can chat with somebody on there online as well if you want to do it that way too. That's up to you. Another line you can text if you would like is the crisis text line. So again, text anything you want, hello, start, hi, help, anything to 741-741. And the only difference between the two is the 988 line is paid staff that are trained to work with people like that are having a hard time. The crisis text line, the staff are volunteers that are trained. You can go to crisistextline.org to find other ways you can chat with them using WhatsApp, for example. That's crisistextline.org. Or you can also go there if you want to volunteer to help out with responding to texts from people that need help. You can do that as well and volunteer your time. It's a great way to do that. I've thought of doing that myself. So definitely check that out. Now, if you're not necessarily in a crisis, but you are just wanting to talk to somebody about everyday life, then the following lines are going to be useful to you. They're called warm lines. Now, a warm line is not a crisis line. So most likely, if you're going to call a warm line and say, I'm having thoughts of suicide, they're going to turn you away because that's not what they deal with. They're not supposed to deal with things like that. That's what a crisis line is for. If you call the warm line of Michigan, for example, if you say, yeah, I'm having thoughts of suicide, they're just going to transfer you to the crisis line. They don't deal with suicidal calls. They're not trained in dealing with those. That's not what the warm line is for. So if you want to call the warm line and say, hey, I watched the Lions yesterday and they won the game, I'm so excited, that's what it's for. It's supposed to be a line where you can confidentially talk to a peer about whatever you want to talk about. I've called and talked about this show. I've called and talked about my network, HDP podcast network idea. I've talked about the station when I was doing that. It could be anything. Now, needless to say, if you're having a tough time, they're going to listen to you and help you as best as they can, but they try to keep crisis calls like that to the crisis lines, not the warm lines. So it'll take me a second to get my phone here to get the numbers for you, but I'm going to give you the phone numbers to a few warm lines you can call, and I'll tell you how they all work and, their hours. So the first one that I'm going to do is called the Alabama warm line. So the Alabama warm line, they do take out-of-state calls. So if you are in Michigan or anywhere in the U.S., you can still call them. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can call once per shift, and their shifts are in our time would be 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., and 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So you can call once per shift. On the call, you get 15 minutes with the person. Alabama callers get more time because they're local. And if they don't answer, they will try to call you back as soon as they're able to. So, just be aware of that does happen sometimes. But the number to call for the Alabama Warm Line is provided by Wings Across Alabama, is the agency that runs it. The number to call is 844-99-WINGS. That's 844-999-4647. That's 844-999-4647. I know that number by heart. That's why I didn't look it up. So, so there's the Alabama line. They're a great bunch of people. I think you guys, who, if you decide to call just for, to talk to somebody, you'll get along with them rather, very well. The next one is also accepting, they accept nationwide callers, is the Orange County the NAMI Orange County Warm Line. That's in, I think it's Southern California. So let me see. Okay, here it is. Mail, contact photo, other, 877-910-927, contact photo, other. Okay, so their phone number is 877 910-9276. That's 877-910-9276. Again, they're 24 hours as well, 24/7. They actually just changed their policy, because it used to be you could call once every 12 hours, but they changed it because people were getting confused with the times, especially out-of-state callers who are in different time zones. They may have forgotten, oh, I already called. Oh, okay. So now they've changed it to twice within 24 hours. So if you call, you can call once, and then you can call right back for your second call if you want. And the times, the two calls reset at midnight Pacific time, so that's 3 a.m. Eastern time, is every day they reset, so you get your two calls refreshed. So again, they're a great bunch of people. Usually if their lines are busy, they'll answer the phone and let you know, and they'll put you on a list to be called back. But usually their hold times aren't that bad to, talk to somebody. So definitely check out the Orange County Warm Line. They're another good resource as well. With that one, you get 20 minutes on the call with them. If you're a first-time caller, though, if you call for the first time, they give you 30 minutes. So they give you an extra 10 minutes on the call for first-time callers. So check that out, 877-910-9276. The next one is also California, but it's the LA Warm Line. They're out of Los Angeles. It's provided by Project Return, is the agency that runs the line. Now they're not open 24 hours, but I'll give you their hours. You can check those out. Their phone number. Their number is 888-448-9777. That's 888-448-9777. And they are open Monday through Friday from 5:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. Our time. And they're open weekends from, I believe it's 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Is the hours. With them, you're only allowed to call once per day, and you still get the 20-minute time limit. But they're pretty good as well. They also accept nationwide callers, so you can call from anywheres. Really great bunch of people. I think you'll find them as a good resource as well. The last warm line is the Michigan Warm Line, the Michigan Peer Support Warm Line, which is provided by MyCal, which is the Michigan Crisis and Access Line, is what they call it. This one is only for Michigan residents, so if you are outside of Michigan, you are not able to call this line. They don't accept out-of-state callers. And they're open from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Daily, 7 days a week. You can call twice a day, kind of like the NAMI Warm Line, except it's in between those hours. So obviously, if you do your 2 calls in a day, you got to wait till tomorrow to do it again. Why am I calling the line? I don't even know why I'm calling it. So the phone number for our line here is 888-733-7753. That's 888-733-7753. Michigan Warm Line. That's the number to call. You can call and talk to somebody. You still get your 20-minute time limit. Like I said, you can call once per day. Twice per day, twice a day. And all of these lines, whether it's the LA Warm Line, the Orange County line, whatever it is, excuse me, they're a great resource. And I think that if you're struggling with your mental health, or you just need someone to talk to about everyday life or whatever, these are great lines for you guys to check out. And sometimes you get to know some people on these lines, and you get, they're very helpful, I think. I know I enjoy calling them. It really gets me in a good mood when I call. So those are some numbers and stuff to check out depending on what you need, and I hope you find these useful. So, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to breeze through the bashing zone. I don't really have, I had something that I was planning on sharing for the bashing zone today, but I forgot what it was. I hate when that happens. So, I think what would be in our best interest today, since this took some time, we're going to skip the bashing zone actually today, because, and my phone's ringing, of course, that figures. We're going to skip the bashing zone today because I literally forgot what I was going to talk about on the bashing zone anyhow. I was getting into talking about these lines and things you can call. So we'll get to the bashing zone again next time on the show. So be on the lookout for that. And of course, if you have any suggestions for things you would like to share for the bashing zone, you can always get in touch with me and let me know, and we can arrange to get that aired on the show. So definitely check that out. But if you have any questions about the show or would like more information about the show, the website is coming. The website will be fromthethirdeye.altervista.org. That's From the Third Eye spelled out altervista.org. That's the return of the old website. It's not there yet, so don't go to it right this second because, by the time this show is posted, because you got to remember I record it 3 days early, the site will be up and running, so I guess I could still advertise it because it will be up by the time this is actually posted on the 27th. So go to the website. You'll find some new things on there. You'll find a link that will tell you how you can listen to the podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, all that kind of stuff. All the information's there. There's 2 message boards you can check out, which I'm still in the process of working on, but they are able to be used. One of them is the From the Third Eye General Discussion Board. You can go there. It's public. No account required. You don't have to sign up or anything. You can go on there and post right away if you'd like on the board, whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, that should be fun. Now there is a spot to log in, but I don't think the login thing actually works very well. But you're not required to log in to post or anything. And I've set it up. I did configure it so with some spam filters to, prevent spammers from posting messages since it is open to the public. And then there's also the Bashing Zone board, which you don't need an account to read messages on the board, but you will need an account to post messages. And you'll be able to, once I get that fixed, you'll be able to set up an account and use that account to post on the board. If you want to bash somebody or whatever, you can post it on there. And if you're lucky, I might share it on the Bashing Zone. So that's a good way to do that as well. So those are the 2 boards you can check out. Then there's also the contact page where you can fill out the form and email me if you have any questions or comments or would like to be on the show or whatever the case may be. So check that out, fromthird-eye.altervista.org. So with all that said, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back in a couple weeks for we'll be into October at that point, so we're getting I got some plans for changing up the show a little bit for October since it's the month of Halloween, and I think it'll be fun to maybe do like a episode of scary stories or something where I can tell scary experiences that I may have had or whatever. I was thinking of that. I thought that would be kind of fun, and take a break from technology a little bit and kind of just have some fun with it. So that's to come in the next couple weeks, so check that out. So with all that said, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Hunter Parker, and we'll see you next time.